Welcome in. Welcome in, Wyatt. Oh my gosh, that was quick. Went from 0 to 3 people in less than a minute. Or, no, less than 2 minutes. Holy moly. Looks like people have been waiting for a live stream for a little bit. Alright, so I have a couple updates. And that being, well, first off, room changes. So this right here used to sit a large, like, table, but there was actually used to be a sewing machine, which is where I put this Kinsle and this Celebrate. Well, I got rid of it because it was cluttering up my space. And so what I'm planning to do is getting some small shelf, kind of like what, I guess Decor has, that type of shelf. These shelves are staying, but I'm just gonna have like a little shelf, maybe 3 or so. That way I can put these in a good spot that doesn't take up so much space, and it would look nice. And also I can finally put this one in a new spot as well. 2, the second update, is hopefully tomorrow I can finally get this thing fixed, because, well, I haven't done a video on it. Well, actually I did a YouTube post, but these charm rods are probably finally gonna get done. 2, I'm finally gonna get a new suspension spring for this thing because this one just suddenly decided to go snappies. And probably at the same time, I'm probably gonna see if that guy can fix the crutch on this thing, because the Sandringham has kind of cursed it with a very loose crutch that throws itself out of beat. So I'm hoping to get that fixed, because I tried my little trick that I did with this one. It didn't work because the crutches are built different. So I'm hoping to get that done tomorrow, hopefully, at least. And 3, I'm finally deciding I'm sick of holding on to stuff, because, well, the movement in this Forestville used to go in this solar, which y'all probably remember, this one. And I was gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna get another movement for it, but there's really no point in doing that, because, well, you know, most of the movements I've had are trashed or parts, and, you know, waiting and having them sitting around is no point, so I figured I'd just use them for parts. There's really no point in trying to fix those up when they're so common. And another one is that this is finally going to get a new movement. Again, hopefully tomorrow. And also I'm using those ones rods for parts as well. So as you can see here, here's one of them. And then also there's a bunch of others. And I also use some of those rods to finally give this one a new batch of rods. So this one actually has a brand new, nice sounding tuning. It's a little deeper, and it sounds a lot nicer. I went with the tuning that I heard in the background of one of Follow Southpaw's Bastelstube. And it's a background bim bam. He never did a video on it, but you can hear it very well in the background. So I decided, oh, I'll just use that. I'll make a tuning like that. So here it is. There you go. Brand new tuning for that one. And I'm going to use those other rods for parts in case. But yeah, there's a lot of updates going on in my room. I also got a nice cloth here for this table because this one has a lot of stains on it and scratches, mainly from my pet fox I used to have. Yes, you heard that right, actually. I used to have a pet fox, and he chewed the hell out of this table. He just will not stop gnawing on this table. But yeah, I got a cloth for that, and it looks a lot nicer. And I put the Smith's Enfield right here, and I put Nugget on top of Baguette here. And I might save this space for something else if I ever get something small. I was thinking of putting Bean up here, but Bean is a fairly tall clock, so it wouldn't look too great. It needs something short on there. I might put the solar, or not the solar, the Forestville up there, but that's a little too large. And I was thinking, oh, I could put that one up there, but that's too fat. That thing, yeah. But yeah, there's quite a few updates going around. Oh yeah, they probably saw my post about Baguette here. It is getting this one's movement, because the way the movement broke, oh, that camera's falling down. Jesus. Alright. Can't have that falling. I'm gonna put it right there. Because the way, actually, hold on, let me see if I can turn my flashlight. There we go. The way Baguette broke is, I don't know if you can see that very well, but the hairspring in it snapped where it's supposed to be mounted, and at the same time, I think it must have snapped very suddenly, because the pallet arm, the one that guides the that little arm there, I forget what it's called. I think it's called the pallet arm, but the one in that, instead of it being straight, it's like this. It's a bit bent. And those being so small parts, that's, in my opinion, it's just not worth getting that fixed, because that's like it's like $300 to get a new hairspring and potentially fixing that pallet arm, which may not work because they're so fragile. So I'm taking this 340-020, I've already started disassembling it. And what I'm going to do, I'm being interrupted by the dual chimer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disassemble this entire thing and reassemble it time side only. Because where the position of the minute arbor and the time side winding arbor is perfectly, it fits perfectly with this, with where these are punched. So given that this one runs perfectly, it has a much higher, in my opinion, this is a better engineered balance wheel system instead of a, you get the point, basically. And what I've been hearing from JJ is that the specific balance wheel that's been put into Baguette's movement isn't the greatest, because it's like the entire like ring, the balance wheel ring is like rounded or something like that. Essentially, it's just like an alarm clock. It's like a rounded balance wheel. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it's not like the greatest balance wheel in it. So I'm just gonna essentially chuck a 340-020 in it, but disassembled and reassembled as a time only. Because at this point, it's just sitting around doing nothing. And I know I can't exactly get it fixed anytime soon because, you know, I don't have the most wealth, but alright, see you later, CZD clock, see you later. So, instead of it just sitting around, I'm just gonna try and do my best just to keep it going. I'm gonna keep the movement, of course, with it. I'm not gonna do anything to it. I'm not gonna use Baguette's original movement as parts or anything because, you know, it's a French movement. They're quite high quality, just that specific balance wheel that's put into Baguette isn't the greatest. And to be fair, I think it's not the greatest, like, engineering, because the spring is quite large. It's like a 15-day spring and such a tiny balance wheel in it. I think it's just being a little overloaded with some power because it had a fairly loud tick in it before it, you know, the hairspring decided to give out. So it's, you know, but I'm probably in the future, once I get better at repairing these clocks, I'm probably gonna try to get it fixed. Hell, I might even send a, you know, job application to, or resume I should say, to one of the clock repairing businesses here, see if I can work there. But who knows. This is just what I'm gonna do for the time being. I'm obviously not going to convert Baguette into a Westminster because, yeah, now that I think about it more, it's kind of a stupid idea. But anyway, those are the updates I have. How's everyone else's day going? Weren't you live when I was camping last time? I probably was. I probably was. Just love those Art Deco hands on Baguette. If so, then yeah, they're very nice hands. They're very different. They're like bland, but they look nice. They're simple yet nice. Oh yeah, another update is that this thing is finally keeping decent time. I've lengthened that pendulum leader quite a bit. And honestly, where this pendulum sits now just makes more sense with the design of the case. So it's finally actually keeping some good time. It's still running slightly fast, but oh well. You're stuck in a trailer in a rainstorm. That's not good. Hoping to get a clock this coming Monday. Nice. Let me guess, it's another, why don't you put that Hermley movement back into that mantle? Oh, well, what I'm hoping to, okay, so, because I'm putting deep rods into this one, and this corroded, movement, it does run. It just runs way too fast. Well, I can easily adjust that, but the main reason why I'm getting this replaced is, one, because it's corroded, and two, it's a little broken. This chime spring is shot, so there's really no point in getting this one fixed because it is also corroded. And I am surprised this thing is still running, but yeah, this movement is pretty much too far gone. The time side is the only thing that's running just fine. The strike side is, it has a good spring. I've now unwound that spring as well, and because this strike side didn't work, because the chime side didn't work, but the strike side is very sluggish, so that's essentially done. The only thing that is really running perfectly fine is the time side. And besides, because this case is so nice, and I'm wanting to put deep rods in it and having it being a chiming clock, I figured, okay, well, since I'm going to replace the movement in it anyway with one that's in better shape, I might as well, you know, use this one for my to advantage, because this time side works just fine. So, and since this one's movement is pretty much done, because the pallet is bent, the the hairspring is shot, but I'm gonna keep it anyway. I might as well just make use with this movement as much as I can. And so I'm gonna once the time side is fully unwound, I'm gonna disassemble the whole thing, reassemble it, because the minute arbor and the time side winding arbor is perfect for like the spacing is perfect. It might as well just make use of it. And anyway, you get the point. Yeah, the time side works fine. Yeah, the time side works fine, but everything else does not. That's why I'm gonna chuck it into baguette. Because again, the minute hand arbor and the spacing the spacing between the time side spring and the minute arbor is like it's like a perfect fit. Like, it could not be more perfect. So it might as well, you know, disassemble the strike and chime side, reassemble only the time side, and just chuck that in to baguette until at some point I can get baguette's movement working just fine. But I don't know if it's really worth it, given that the pallet arm is bent and the balance, or not, I keep saying balance wheel, hairspring is shot, aka snapped, and it's difficult to replace hairsprings because they have to pretty much be perfect in order for it to work. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a later Hermley 340-0204, that one up there, because I mean, it's a very nice case, and since I'm gonna put very deep rods in it, might as well get something fairly decent for it. But yeah. And also, speaking of which, Justin, it might actually rain here, because, hold on, let me pull up my blind. Look at them clouds outside. It's getting a little dark. Those are some dark clouds out there. Yeah, I got one, a Hermley movement from the 80s for it, because that's when Hermley started getting their stuff together. And then the 90s came around. I don't know, actually, I think today's Hermley movements are actually fairly good, because they don't use plastic for anything now. I look at some of their movements on their website, and they look pretty dang good. They look fairly nice. I don't know, if I ever find one of those, I'm not obviously never gonna buy a brand spanking new Hermley today, because they're like $20,000 or something. But if I ever spotted something from like 2010 onward at the thrift store, I'm gonna honestly pick it up. I think these days Hermley got their shite together with their quality. I mean, look at the the tellurium. You gotta have a fairly decent movement for having so much engineering like that. Yeah, the 80s, they really, from, I would say 1978 to 1989, I would say they were pretty dang good. And then, of course, you know, the 90s came around and they started cheapening out a little bit, you know? I don't know. In the time only after you should put in a quad chimer since the barrel is broken. Well, if I wanted to put that in, it would be the first Uligswagenpendel wall clock, because I'd have to assemble such a weird pendulum for it, but obviously I'm not going to do that. And another, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that because I'd have to punch new holes into the dial, which I don't want to do. I was thinking of finding a Ergos movement for it, since Ergos is quite good. Like one of those Ergos timepiece movements, but they did make balance wheel Ergos timepieces, but they're actually kind of hard to find. So there is one on eBay that I'm looking at that has one of those movements, and but if I were to get it, I would keep it as is, because those those timepiece balance wheel Ergoses are quite hard. They're actually quite tricky to find. I forget what model movement it is, but even punching the model of the movement in doesn't show up any results. Aren't as good quality as their 80s and 60s. And obviously the 50s and 40s and 30s, their movements were really good. Yeah, I actually do want to find one of those early 340-020s from, because I believe, if I'm correct, I think they introduced the 340-020 in 1963, if I'm correct. And those had leather hammerheads and everything, and fairly nice chime rods. You can find one on Better Clocks' channel, although he labels it as 80s. But it's from, yeah. Can I be a mod, please? I don't know. I am the danger. Their 90s movements is when they started to shit out, yeah. Yeah, the 90s and early 2000s were really bad. I would say by 2010, they actually started to go back to their quality. And obviously today, they look fairly nice now. Although I don't know, I don't have any modern Hermleys, so I can't really say for sure if they're good or not. Obviously, I can't exactly take people's word for it, as I'm more of a see it to believe it type of person. Kind of like when people say Yantars are crap. I know the cases are crap, but I can't tell by the movements because I don't own one yet, so I can't tell give a full review for sure. Chime the FFR on Ave Maria. That's probably gonna screw up the barrel for a little bit, but sure, I'll do that for you. As the barrel in it is very finicky. I have to move my lamp out of the way, because that's how I have to get to the FFR in order to open this dang door. Alright, let's, can I move the barrel? Oh, I can move the barrel. It's letting me. It actually let me for once. Alright, let me switch off the chimes. Here, let's see if this actually works for once. Let me move the, there we are. Oh my god, let me for once. And everything else is going off. Well, the thing, hold on. The thing is, this corroded movement that I'm gonna chuck into Baguette is from 1978. As seen, hold on, right there. So this is actually quite heavy. So this thing is actually fairly decent quality. It's the same movement that I put into this one. This one's also from 1978. So this one's actually good quality. So that probably makes sense why this movement just refuses to die even though it's corroded to shit. Is because it's a later one from when they actually started to care. Ugh. Oh yeah, I forgot. When it's on Ave Maria, for some reason the barrel locks up for a split second, only when it's on the quarter two. For some reason it locks up, and as you probably heard that snap, because it locked up and snapped out of its whatever it was doing. I don't even know why the barrel is having such issues. It doesn't even have a worn bushing. It's just weird. And obviously, of course, the strike. Let's see if it lets me put it back. Oh my god. Nope, it's not. Now it's locked up. I did have this customized fixed of the lever, which works perfectly. Although no, it doesn't. Hold on, let me see if I can get my camera. Oh, I can't because the awkward angle that I have to be at. Hold on. Let me move my lamp up here onto my VCR without it falling over, of course. Let me stand on this stool here. Let's see if I can get the angle of the barrel. Okay, there's a fairly decent angle of it. Oh yeah, there you go. So as you can see, there's the gear teeth there, and then there's no gear teeth there, and then there's the gear teeth there. So as you can see, hold on. So this here, whoops, let me see if I can get there. So this here is gear teeth. God damn it, camera, here. That's gear teeth, then there's nothing. For quite a big chunk of the barrel. A huge chunk of the barrel is missing its gear teeth. Hence why the strike side doesn't even work, because probably when it blew, it broke some of the... Thankfully the rest of the gears move just fine. Just a bushing is absolutely destroyed, causing it to lock up. Thankfully none of the pivots and gears, like the gear pillars, or I forget what they're called again. I always forget part names, but these gear pillars here, thankfully none of them are stripped or broken or bent. So it seems like whenever that spring exploded, it caused a bushing to get destroyed, which then caused it to lock up. For some reason the spring itself is fine. It's fully wound. So for some reason it slipped and then it somehow did not break. So I am surprised that the entire movement otherwise is perfectly fine. So let me see if I can actually get this barrel to move. It can. No, it's now being a... Oh, I can move it to Westminster though. But then from there now it's stuck. Let's see if I can finally move it. Please let me move it. Ooh, I think I got it to move an extra. Okay, I got it to move to another one. Now I want it to go to the first chime. Oh, there we are. Finally, I got it to go. Okay, that's not full. Come on. There we are. I think I got it. There we are. My favorite chime. I'm so fascinated by how fat this thing actually is. Like, this is my hand compared to this entire thing. It is so fat. It's such a huge thing. There's so much space to actually decorate this thing, which I've done. This little stuffed animal here, this one I actually have had literally since I was born. Like, they got this little stuffed animal for me the moment I was born. Like, I wasn't probably even a couple hours old when they got that little stuffed animal for me, so I've literally had that for so long. Same goes with this one. This used to be my grandma's, and then she gave it to me, so I decided to put the two together because they're so sentimental. So I have them kind of cuddling each other inside this thing. As for this music box here, which is also a little jewelry box, this used to be my great-grandmother's, and then those glasses there used to be my grandma's, and then that little tile used to belong to her mother as well. So a lot of kind of sentimental stuff inside this thing. Kind of decorate it. Yeah, there you go. That's Ave Maria on... Actually, I'll just chime the hour. Okay. Now I can actually, I don't need to turn it back. I can just use the hour hand because it's connected to the snail. Kind of like a 31 day. No, it didn't shift properly. Come on, there we are. Whoops. There we are. Now I can finally put this back without smacking the lamp cover on something. Whoops. Face reveal like dream? No, I'm good. I'm good. The reason I don't face reveal is because A, I don't want people knowing what I look like, and B, I don't like being recognized on the street, because if I ever blow up on YouTube for this clock collection, I don't want to be recognized on the street, because same goes if my music career ever blows up. I won't face reveal because I don't like people approaching me on the street. You see videos on YouTube of like a famous person trying to have a nice, peaceful dining experience, and there's just all this huge crowd of people trying to take pictures with them. That would drive me insane. That's and also for privacy reasons, and also because of AI, because I hate AI, and I know people can just generate videos. Like, they can generate any video. And I don't want I don't want that to know what I look like. So that's another reason too. Is because given how kind of scary the internet is these days, when it comes to hate, people can just, if AI blows up, they could just go to AI and be like, generate me a video of this person punching someone in the face. And then they'll try to cancel that person with that. So that's those are the main reasons why I don't want to face reveal. Mainly because of privacy reasons. So yeah, hopefully that answers that question. Speaking of which, I should probably wind this thing up. Here, oh yeah, here's the key. Nope, that was a bad idea. I don't think you're supposed to do that with these. Oops. No, not a problem, because this... Right, I can kind of understand why maybe you're not supposed to do that. Actually, wait, I should probably line this up. I'm not actually sure if this alarm system works on this thing, because it doesn't work. Oops. Let me try. There we are. What watch would I wear one if I were to? The one that I found on the side of the road, which is a Timex. Ooh, I don't want to drop that pin. Let's see if I can. Which I need to fix as well. It is a later quartz Timex, but it's a really nice one. I can't get this pin in because I inserted it the wrong way. Whoops. Ah, damn. Let me gently try to take this out. There. No, don't do that. Don't be Floppy Joe here. Let's try that again. Which actually does still work, that Timex. It surprisingly does still work. I just need to put another battery in it. Where is it? Is that little pinhole? Is that it there? No, it's not. Wait a minute. Yes, it is. I sometimes don't like tapered pins because if you try to punch it back in, sometimes the entire thing just bends and breaks on you. Which is what pisses... That honestly is one of the things that does not go well with me, is if I'm trying to put a tapered pin in and instead of it going in, it just bends and breaks. I'm just like, ooh! That, that I do not like. I don't like when that happens. But it's fairly normal. There we are. Wait. Whoops. There we are. Ooh, wait a minute. That minute hand is actually a little bit... There we are. That's better. Let's get this going too. I do have other watches though. One of them used to belong to my great-grandma on my mom's side, or as I called her, Oma, because she was German, or no, she was Prussian. So I'll grab that watch for you. So this is the watch that I found on the side of the road. It's a Timex, and it went to the company North American Tungsten. That's a company. So this actually is kind of a bit of a collector's item. But yeah, so yeah, it's missing the top part there. And this is the watch that belonged to my great-grandma, aka Oma, as I called her. It is a quartz as well, but it's a fairly nice one. It's made by the company, don't think that will show up, but Steetman. It's obviously quartz and everything, but still. Let me pop this out to change the time. It's not a wind up, of course, but still. It's a very sentimental one to me. But yeah, again, this is the Timex I found on the side of the road. Even though this is a quartz, I just have the back off at the moment. It's actually a decent quality, as this is completely stainless steel. I don't think I have any others, no. Yeah. Also welcome in clocks in the big 26. Had a watch called a submarine or something. Nice. Also welcome in Caden. I probably won't be able to play it because of copyright reasons. How many cups of coffee am I already gonna have? As of right now, I've had 1 cup, which is a little shocking, because usually I have, at this point, like 2. But so far I've held back. It's like that, one anime scene of him going, "Leave me alone! Dung! Ah! Dung! Ah!" The dungs being the coffee flashing in my brain. Like the kid trying to hold it back. "Leave me alone!" I forget what that anime is called, but it's a fairly popular, fairly common meme now. Oh, Colonial, yeah. Yeah, Colonial, they did make I think it's grandfather clocks though, but yeah, the overall body shape is a little similar. But that Colonial's British. They made very high-end clocks, like very good quality clocks. And I think this Mauto is on the more lower end spectrum. As the movement's fairly nice, the case is nice, just the case is a little bland. I do maybe want to restain it or something like something more grand, like maybe a dark brown or something like that, like the early grandfather clocks were. I don't know if this stain is honestly original, as it looks a little, even though it is probably old, as you can see, like that little bubbling effect of like the, yeah, as you can see there, you can see that sort of bubble effect, as is probably like whale blubber or whatever they used back then to stain clocks. They obviously, whatever they used back then, they stopped using in the 30s, as this one's from the 30s, and it does not have that blotched bubble effect. And this also from the 30s, no bubble effect. This one though, this Ingram is starting to kind of do that, as this is an earlier one. And obviously with this Waterbury from 1883, you do see that sort of bubble effect. Hershey. Honestly, I'm probably gonna call Hershey that now. Hershey. That's funny. Winter Daner. Oh, Winterhalter, yeah. I think Hershey is actually, as Tommy Wiley calls it, Hershey or something, Hershey. Hershey. I'm trying to learn how to pronounce companies properly, like Mauta. I think from what I'm aware, it's actually pronounced Mott, because apparently a German customer came into the clock repair shop that I mainly go to, which is where I'm going to get the new chime rods for the granddaughter clock and everything. Apparently that they say it's Mott. Honestly, kind of makes sense, because it's M-O-U-T-H-E, Mott. I'm trying to pronounce companies, and obviously Winterhalter, as people call it, is actually Winterhalter. And Kinzel is Kienzle. And Guy Rod, as some people call it, is actually Girod, or Girod. Trying to pronounce that one. Odo is, I think, Odo, or something like that. And then Yantar, there's like, oh, I forget what it's called. There's a pronunciation for that 043 logo. I forget what it's actually called, but people call it Yantar because it's under the same bridge. Speaking of Winterhalter, I'm getting a 5 gong. Damn, those are actually quite hard to find. And are very desired. Why is my camera acting up here with the lighting? There we are. A 5 gong by Winterhalter, nice. Yeah, those do. And a 5 tube. Oh, the 5 tube one. This is gonna sound funny, DG, but the reason that one won is because I have multiple YouTube accounts for numerous reasons. So I just went to every single account and I just reacted to the Colonial. And I think that's the reason it won, is because I used my alt accounts. Because I have one YouTube, because one of my accounts is for my music career, one is for remastering forgotten 50s music to give it a new sound and some attention, and then the other one was for my lost media and such, but now I've pretty much abandoned that one. And then obviously my other account, which is this one, is for my clock collection and everything, and then of course the one that got taken down due to copyright reasons, but I can't use that one anymore. So I just kept using, so I just used my other accounts and just reacted to that, because it's, you know, anywho, good luck. Yeah, I did at first react to the hauler, because I knew it would be easier to find, but I'm like, no, that one's just a little, I guess, basic. So I just decided to go for the colonial, even though it had less attention than the hauler. So I just, you know, hope for the best, and it looks like it won. So you're welcome, I guess. And I think I knew as well it probably would have won, because usually people, when they answer one of those polls and they see the one that's in the lead, they instead vote for that one. So that might be another reason it won, because people saw that one in the lead. They're like, well, it's in the lead, so I might as well react to that one. All three. Oh, so either way, okay. Well, which one should I get? Should I get this one, and this one? Well, this one won, but too bad, because I'm getting the other two anyway. So I think either way, if the hauler or the other one won, I mean, you would have gotten the other ones anyway. So win-win, I guess. I am honestly thinking if I should restain the granddaughter clock, because it definitely has the look that somebody was trying to restore it, because as we can see on the interior, that wood has been restained and repolished. Because as you can see, there's that very glossy shine to it, which is new. And as we can see, this is old, this is new. So I'm not sure, honestly, if... I don't like the door system on this thing, because it makes it wobble so much. It's a very sketchy system. I am not sure if I should restain it or not, because I feel like a dark brown, like the grandfather clocks at the time, would look really nice on it. Like those Art Deco, like the Mautas, those nice dark brown ones. I am debating or not. I probably might make a poll just to see if I should or not. They would probably look really nice. Because honestly, I feel like this is one of the reasons it probably is drawing confusion, especially by Decor, aka Jude, that it looks like maybe a homemade case, is that it's been probably in the past trying to be restained, so it kind of looks funky. I mean, I've had clocks before that were definitely projects that came to a halt, like that Bim Bam Solar that I used to have, that was in the same case design as this Solar here. It was the polish was removed off of everything, and it looked vaguely like a homemade clock because its stain was removed. So I am wondering if maybe that's the case with this one. because it's got hints of work done to it. So I might, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I should or not. It would probably look really nice. Just a nice brown. It is tempting, but I might do it. But anyway, I'll probably make a poll after this stream if I should in the future or not. Obviously, I'm going to get a slab of glass for it at some point. That's not on my bucket list right now because I need to get the chime rods and a new suspension spring and hopefully that crutch fixed, because that crutch is really loose. Anywho, your Seth Thomas is running way too fast. It looks like you probably might need to adjust it a bit lower. I actually had that issue with the Portland right there. It had the original pendulum and everything, but even with it fully regulated to the lowest it could go, it was still running too fast. So I grabbed another pendulum. I snipped the, let me see if I have a spare pendulum. Actually, I'll just use this Hermley for example. I snipped this point here and I bent it upward and then curved it just to lengthen it a bit longer, and that worked. Even though the pendulum is pretty much at this point touching the seat board, or the soundboard, it's keeping perfect time. Actually, you know what? I need to take a look at the Portland anyway, just to be sure that everything is working fine, as it hasn't ran in a little bit. So I'm gonna show you guys what I did, and maybe that'll help. That'll probably might help you out, Wyatt. Excuse me. My sincere Apollo cheese. And it's still running too fast. So it looks like you're in my Portland situation, because that was the very first problem I had with it. It was running way too fast. So let me flop this here. It is really heavy. It's a really heavy clock as well. Yes, I hear you. Okay. So there's what I did with the pendulum in order to make it work. It is virtually touching that soundboard. Yeah, it's almost touching that soundboard, like it's like this close or something. But yeah, that's what I had to do in order for this Seth Thomas to work just fine. What's my opinion about Kienzle clocks? They're great. I have two, well, technically one, but at the same time, technically two. The first one I have is this, I would say late 20s, this late 20s Kienzle, which is a later one because these hands are not usually something you'd see on Kienzle. The second one is a Forestville with a rebadged Kienzle movement as a Girod. And this was because of the war. Because at the time, during the Second World War, it was a little too expensive to make their own movements. And, oops, sorry, hold on, let me try to rephrase that. It was cheaper to import rather than make their own movements, so instead Girod imported from Kienzle and rebadged them as their own. So this is technically a Girod and also technically a Kienzle. So that one's a fairly unique one. And I don't have any other Kienzles from there. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have. Just that one, and technically that one. Can you do can you do chime and silent on this? I don't know what, like, what do you mean by silent? Oh, speaking of which, I need to wind it. Like, what do you mean silent? Like, do you want me to chime it with the silent off? You have returned for a few minutes. Welcome back, Justin. Yeah, sure, I can chime it for you. I'll actually show you the underside here. Hopefully that's a good angle for you. Did I mod it? Yeah, in my early days, like in the... I did once with this thing when I got it. I put I put Celebrate rods in it. So if you go to my old videos, you will see that I put old rods in it, but I decided to unmod it and put it back to its original rod set, which honestly I prefer now. Oh, the strike rod. I believe they did this with their early Sandringhams, as this one's from 1994. This is quite early for a Sandringham. I do know Hermley did do strikes like this, so I do find this one a little interesting, I guess. But this is how it came, so I didn't do anything to it. I do need to set the time on it, so I'm just going to keep going with it. Actually, there is a little trick you can do with these, and that is, and that's not really recommended, I don't think, but it's when you do this quickly. Is it Friday yet? It is here. Interesting. Kansas from 1991. Wow, I actually did not know they made Sandringhams that late, or that early, I mean. I thought they introduced them in like the mid-90s. Alright, well this one's running just fine, so... Also, to answer an earlier question, yes, this Portland is still chiming fast. But honestly, I kind of did that on purpose in order for this chime side to actually work for once, because these 124s are really really finicky. And with this one, I'm just going to do this trick. Who did you want to win in the FIFA World Cup? I don't know. I don't watch or know anything about sports. It's just not my thing, or cup of tea, as some people say. I don't watch any sports. I don't watch hockey. I don't watch baseball. I don't watch tennis or any of that stuff because it's just not for me. Not a fan of the 124s. Yeah, me neither. I don't. Yeah, this one's just been giving me a lot of trouble. Whereas with this little guy down here, this one's been fine. No issues with that one. Oh yeah, also welcome in T-Dac. Or T-Dac. I don't know how to... I'm just gonna say T-Dac. But yeah, I didn't know they actually made Sandringhams in 91, the early 90s. Now that makes me wonder, when did the Sandringham come out? Did it come out in the 80s? Like the late 80s? I would assume if it did, it would be late 80s. Though I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know much about Howard Miller, other than Herman Miller, which was their first name. '87, yeah, I had a feeling. Yeah, I had a feeling it would be the later 80s, if it did come out in the 80s. Okay. Looks like I'm going to be looking for... Oh, 87, so that's actually, that would actually have a fairly decent quality firmly in it, because from the late 70s to the later 80s, they actually, you know, they actually went to good quality. I would know because I have a couple movements from 1978, and they're actually fairly decent quality. Like for example, this one, I think, or well, that's 1970. Yeah, never mind. This is from 1974. This one, it does actually have some decent thick plates in it, but it's not the greatest quality. What I find interesting is that this is from 1974, and it's got plastic gears, whereas with this 1970, it's got a metal snail, but one plastic gear. So it looks like they kind of... Yeah. And my 1978 movements, they're all chiming. Right. And with my 1978 movements, they still continue this bakelite snail, but the movement itself is decent quality. And same with the plastic chime barrels as well. So it looks like they kind of continued that plastic until the 90s, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, once I don't have any movements from the 80s, but I do notice with the 80s they went back to metal gears, but they kept they seemed to keep going with the plastic chime barrels up until the 90s, where they fully went metal. As my sandering hammock's all metal, no plastic, or at least from what I'm aware of. I think some of these 340-020s, I noticed one by the Ray 2009, one of his 340-020s. These gears were actually made of plastic. I'm not sure what year they really started doing that, but I definitely kind of want to find one of those, as I do like weird stuff. I'm kind of like Tommy Wiley. I like the weirder stuff, like the oddballs. So I'm not sure what year they actually started to do literal gears on the chime train, but I would definitely be interested in finding one. I'm gonna assume that would be the early 70s, but who knows. I definitely want to find one of those, because that intrigues me a little bit. Because how did they go that low? Unless it was from the 70s. But anyway, I definitely do wonder. Your Ethan Allen's backplate has a nice engraved design on it. Nice. Any update on those assholes who steal people's content? Sort of, actually. There might be a part 2 on it. But one thing that I saw is that somebody commented on, I think it was AXZ or something like that. They commented, they always ping me, which honestly does bother me a little bit, because I'm not the type of person who likes to be pinged all the time. But they pinged me and they're always commenting like, snow, snow! And then I answer, what? Radio silence. But then this time they're like, yeah, I commented on old clocked chimes to stop stealing content. They responded with like 2 emojis with like rolling eyes. And sure enough, I go to one of his videos, and there it is, like, plain as day. So he's like, stop stealing people's or no, he says, stop stealing everything, and the response was shrugging eye emojis. Which is like, holy shit. They do not care, do they? Like, that just basically explains a lot, because A, they know they're stealing, and B, they don't care. If you want to make a community post on it, I'll be glad to make one, because it seems like YouTube only listens to me and watches over me because of the copyright strikes. I mean, hey, you don't need to ask permission if you want to make a post about it, because, I mean, anybody can make a post about it. Like, I don't know why some people are like, can I make a post about this? As if it's like a copyright or a law or something like that. Like, no, anybody can just make a post about it. So, I mean, go for it. I don't care. The more attention, the more chances, the better the chances are that this guy might get, you know, bye-bye, you know. Even that one Shrek meme, bye-bye, see you later. So yeah, go for it. Oh yeah, I should get this old Hermley up and going, in case any newcomers are coming in. This Hermley here, which I'm sure everyone remembers, which is the one that I restained. This one that I restained has new chime rods in it, and I'm sure people remember that those really dinky high-pitched rods in it. Well, now since I've been, you know, using more parts clocks and everything, or turning clocks that were going to be like restoration projects into parts clocks, I've decided to use those and take the rods out of it and put them in here. So as you can see, there's much deeper rods. The original rods were like from here, like just tiny little things. And then the two strike rods were like here. But now I've put deeper rods in it. So I went with a tuning that you would hear in Fallow Southpaw's Bastelstube, or AK Fallos. And this is a tuning that you'd hear in the background of his videos. So I decided to go with that one. It's because it's nostalgic. I believe that tuning is one of his those rope hanging clocks. So this is the tuning. I went with it. I think that sounds really nice in this case. It a lot more resonant as well. Resonates nicely. Oh yeah, I need to put the pendulum back on it because this thing needs to be back up and running again. You've never seen Shrek, T-Deck? Oh my goodness. You are missing out. It is such a good movie. DreamWorks did such a good job with it. Honestly, DreamWorks and Pixar are just so much better than Disney. Because with one thing that I love about Pixar and DreamWorks is with their characters, they show character growth. Like they go through stuff, like with, I'm not going to spoil Shrek or anything, but the character growth in Shrek is really good. He learns a lot. I like when characters learn and actually change as a person. Like Monsters Incorporated, you know, the Sully goes from a kind of, you know, average guy, like Sully goes from a average guy to like a parent, because he learns that children, he like learns a lot as the story grows, and it's so good. I love character growth in movies, and Disney doesn't have that. You know, early Disney does, like Lion King, Simba. He goes from scared and then he changes because he's understood that, you know, he was manipulated as a child. And now he's like the king of the lands now because he's understood what everything was. He runs away from fear, but then he faces it and then he then changes as a character. I love that. But now modern Disney, I don't mean to sound homophobic as modern times are like, but I think modern Disney is woke. Like they're too careful, and that's coming from me as an LGBT person. If you hear me saying that, I mean, you know. Yeah, they're too careful as a company now. Everything is just the same, no character growth, same story. It's all about saving their parents or something like that, or saving the world. The only good modern Disney movie... Wait, hold on. The only good modern Disney film is Cruella. Whoops. God dang it, my frickin' phone stand. The Cruella movie by Disney was really good. They actually, you know, they took some risks in that movie, and it turned out to be really good. Honestly, if modern Disney keeps going with how they did with the Cruella movie, they would probably be pretty good. But yeah, modern Disney, they don't do those little risky things. Anyway, DreamWorks has never made anything as good as Shrek. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Well, that's because DreamWorks was with Pixar for Shrek, I believe. And Pixar's really good. I like Pixar. Today's Pixar is okay, but I believe DreamWorks was collaborating with Pixar. Actually, I have the VHS tape of Shrek. So I think they would certainly show it. Let me see. Special edition. Hold on. Shrek. Oh, no, it's on the back, I believe. Or, wait, do they know? Oh, yeah, there it is. DreamWorks picture. Oh, I guess not. I guess they weren't. Because then they would show the Pixar logo on it. No, I don't think so. It doesn't show it on the VHS tape here. That, actually, I don't want to get copyrighted, but I'm pretty sure I won't. Yeah, I don't think they actually were, because they don't show the Pixar logo. So it looks like it was just them that made this movie, but nonetheless, they did a really, really good job with it. And they chose some of the best actors for it too. Kind of, hold on, was this one Blue Sky, if I'm correct? Wait, who was this one that did Ice Age again? Was it Blue Sky? Pretty sure it was. Oh yeah, it was. Same goes with Blue Sky. Like, their best movie was Ice Age. They actually showed some nice character growth. Like, it's the same thing. He goes from this careless kind of guy, and then he becomes like a parent and loves this little child that they're trying to bring back to the tribe. Like, I just love character growth in movies. Anywho. Who else is? There's 2 people left. Who else is still here? But yeah, T-Dac, you should definitely watch Shrek. It's really good. It's a really good movie. Same with Shrek 2 and Shrek 3. I love those movies. They're both they kept it good. Shrek 2 was good. I think Shrek 3, yeah, I think it was good. Now you look at the modern Shrek that's coming out, it's like, oh my gosh, what have they done? It's not even the same actors anymore. Yeah, honestly, I think, yeah. Yeah, Davis, have you not seen Shrek? That will not do, donkey. That will not do. Where's my extension cord? Because I'm low on battery. Alright guys, I am back with an extension cord, as I need to charge my phone. Thunk. Do I have Hyundai Kia? What do you mean? Are you suggesting if I have a car? If so, no, I don't have a car. Closest thing to a vehicle I have is a bicycle. Or a bike. Which is, I believe it's a reproduction from the 70s. Oh, the Cars movie? No, but that's an extremely rare VHS tape to find, is Cars. I think the last copy sold for like a few $100s because it's such a late VHS tape. because VHSs, they ceased production in 2005, but in Korea, they kept producing VHS tapes as late as 2008, meaning Monster House is on VHS tape only in Korea. Kung Fu Panda, uh, Kung Fu Panda and Wall-E are on VHS tape only in Korea, which actually you can find on eBay. There's a couple for sale. But I'm not gonna pay that much for a VHS tape on eBay. But maybe Kung Fu Panda I might, because that's such a late one. If you get a car, don't go... Oh, I see you're asking about cars. Whoops. You have the first 3 Harry Potters on VHS? Nice. I don't have any Harry Potter. Mainly because I'm not much of a Harry Potter fan. I don't know. I like movies that have good acting in it and show character growth. Not like for example, Lord of the Rings. I just don't like the acting because it's so cheesy. It's like, to go on without me. There's like no emotion or anything like that. I don't like that. I don't like cheesy. I like quality. That's just me, though. That's just me. Like, the only one that I can just manage is Matilda, which I do have on VHS. Oh, I know. Cars. Oh, that's one of the best. I like Cars 2 as well. That one was pretty good. But yeah, the original Cars was so good. If I can find that on VHS tape, I would probably scream because that's such a rare tape to find. The latest VHS tape I have, hold on, let me grab it real quick, is it's probably a bit of a collector's item, but this is Runaway Jury. This is from 2004. And this is probably a fairly collector's item. It's also in really good shape as well. But yeah, this one's probably a bit of a collector's item. I like to aim for stuff from the 2000s as well, because that's just when they started to decline in popularity. Like, for example, like Nemo. I'm trying to find Finding Nemo, because that one's from 2003. Like, whatever movie came out, the VHSs came out a year later. So, like, for example, Monsters, Inc. originally came out in 2001. The VHSs came out in 2002. Depending on what year the movie was released, of course. Cars 2 is underrated. I will admit that. Yeah, that one's pretty underrated. I don't think I remember Cars 3 that well. I forget what that one's about. I don't remember the story of that one, as I didn't really watch that one as much, but I do know Cars 2 and Cars, the original one. But yeah, I liked the original Cars. I also might be getting another member of the collection at some point, probably next week, or at least sometime next week. The only spoiler, I might just spoil it, but it's another long case one. It's a grandmother. It's not a granddaughter like this one, and it's a young hands. It's an early one. I would say maybe the 1910s or something, because it's got the early young hands bracket movement in it, kind of like the New Haven movement with the way the winding holes are placed. It's one of those ones, except it's an earlier one. It's like a it's got like a wall clock movement in it, as the pendulum is quite high. Like, here, I'll try to describe it as best as I can. So take this, for example, but instead have the pendulum. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to grab a 31-day pendulum here, just for an example. So take this case, add a pendulum about this long, and have the rest of the case, you know, nothing. Like, the glass starts at around the dial, or sorry, no, it splits. There's a glass panel about this large, and then the rest of the case goes down. So it's kind of like an interesting grandmother case. It's like hinting on Art Deco, but it's also Art Nouveau. It's like the hints of Art Deco are in that case. And all that for $185, and it's been fully restored as well. Like, the guy who's selling it like repairs this stuff, so it's like really, it's actually a good price. But I might try it and offer like $160 or something like that. I don't know. The big question is where am I gonna put it? I can't put it beside the granddaughter, the Mauta, as it's probably fairly big. It's not grandfather, but it's grandmother. It's probably a touch taller than the the Mauta is a weird one. I'm not really sure what to exactly call it, if it's a grandmother or granddaughter, as it's both tall, but it's also short. The dial is fairly low, hint it could be a grandmother, but the case just keeps going. So I'm not sure if it's a grandmother or not. But this Young Hands is it's also a spring-driven movement, but it's a grandmother because it's quite tall and it's quite big. So it's probably worth grabbing. Just where am I gonna put it is the question. I'd call the Mauta grandmother. It's probably, yeah. Actually, I'm just gonna put my fursuit head on because I don't want to show my face, and then I'll actually show on camera the size. I'm gonna move my boombox out of the way. And I'm going to gently pull this grandmother clock out of here. Carefully, of course. Doesn't have the pendulum on it, so it's not a big worry. And it's actually not that heavy. Despite its size, it's actually quite light. It's a lightweight case, and it's very good quality, which is what you want in these. And I can't seem to move it. Very careful with this, because I do not want this to topple over. There, that will do, donkey. Okay, let me move this out of the way, so that I can actually stand right next to it. Okay. I will let the people decide. Let me push my keys back a little bit. So, alright, so this is it here. Oops. Let's try to make this stand work. So there it is, right there. Just keep in mind, I am 6 feet tall. I'm exactly 6 feet. So, ta-da. My head ends right here. The ears do not help, but where my hand is where my head stops. So the dial is very low, but the case just keeps going. So it's a strange model design. Literally, I could just rest my arm at the back, just being like, hey, yeah. Yeah, it's a strange one. I honestly call it the first grandson clock because, I mean, they don't exist, but maybe they do. Yeah, it's a very strange. I'm going to try to stand upright properly. Keep in mind my head ends actually right where the ears are, right here. Right there is where my head ends. So just remove the ears here. Yeah. It's a strange design. Hey, it's hard to breathe in that thing. 6 feet. Yeah, it's so strange because the dial rests so low. Like, this is where my head is. The dial is, like, low. It might honestly just be a grandmother at this point. But again, it's very hard to tell because of how this design is, because of its design. It's got a spring-driven movement, which usually hints on grandmother or granddaughter. But even though grandmother clocks have been made with spring-driven movement, god damn it, freaking phone stand. I'm probably just gonna call it a grandmother at this point. A very strange one, at least. It could very well be a granddaughter, just fairly tall. This little bit here, this part is I mean, Mauta just love doing this with their cases. They just love to make them as tall, like make them appear taller than they seem. And Mauta just really like doing this very steep arches on here. And, you know, I might honestly at this point just call it a grandmother clock. Because it's not grandfather. Because grandfathers are usually 6 feet and higher. But this is like just below 6 feet. Like, I'm 6 feet tall. This thing is like pretty much edging on 6 feet, but it's not quite there. But I think I think it's just a grandmother. This thing may be tall, but it is got quite a bit of weight to it, even though it is fairly light for what it is. Oops. Ooh, we don't like the sound of that. What is that? What was that? What was that sound? That creak. Alright, there we are. Back in its place it is. One thing I do really like about the design of this thing is that despite it having this, the rest of it is flat, meaning it could rest under some shelves. So it's meant to be something designed smaller, but at the same time taller, if that makes sense. So it's like meant to rest under some shelves or something like that. Kind of like a space filler, in a way. Like if you removed your fridge or something, you could easily fit that there in the space under the kitchen cabinets. Could be a fridge, you know. I actually might call it that, the fridge. That might be its nickname, the fridge. What do you think? That's such a funny name for it. I might call it that, the fridge. Although the FFR is more of a fridge because of how fat it is. It's actually 6 feet. Yeah, the fridge. The FFR and AUG are the fastest clocks I've seen. Also, they'll also have a fridge door. Yeah, the FFR I have has a fridge-like door. More of a kitchen cabinet, if anything. Like this is usually what you see on kitchen cabinets. But this one is more of a knob. And I don't like the system of this door. It is very sketchy. Because even though I'm pulling on it, it's actually pulling the whole thing forward. And this is not even close to opening. So I have to like put my hand around it where the missing glass is and then use my friction of the fingers to like pull it. What it has is it has these little nubs here, and up above there's like these little... It's almost like a car door in a way. And there's 2 of them. There's one at the top and one at the bottom. And essentially as it closes, that pushes on it and then it shuts. But then you also have to shut the bottom one. It's a very sketchy design. That's probably why this thing might have had a tumble in the past, hence why it's missing this glass here, is that somebody pulled on it and then the whole thing essentially toppled forward. I don't like that door system. It very much freaks me out a bit. That's probably why they're like, hey, let's open it. Then the whole thing just tips over. Like that's... Oh, now it decides to open. Yeah, I don't like it. It's very sketchy. That's a very dumb system, Mauta. I mean, to be fair, it's not the first time Mauta has made some poor designs. Take, for example, their clock bezels. They're just welded onto the dial and they always fall off. They couldn't have just pinned them in place, pinned them onto the dial, and then directly to the case. It would never fall off. Yeah, I don't like that door system they did. I am tempted just to try to like remove at least one of them. One of those little spring-loaded nubs. Like maybe remove the bottom one. Because I don't like that there's 2 in order for this thing to shut properly. Anyway. My Revere didn't come with a door key, so I'd have to... Oh. Pry it open? You had to pry it open? Or did you pick the lock? Like, I would have picked the lock, because those old door locks were just the most simplest design ever. Someone put at the top of the stairs, and then it fell down the stairs. Put what huh? What? Put what at the top of the stairs? Oh, my granddaughter, the grandmother daughter clock thing. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't you just, like, I don't know, disassemble that lock system, but keep like the little lock piece on the door? Just remove the entire system inside of it. That way you could put like if it's like my grandmother clock, where it has the door that lines up with the rest of the case, you could put like a piece of felt or something. That way when the door goes to shut, it like hits that piece of felt, essentially frictioning it shut. That way when you can just easily pull it open and shut it using friction. That's essentially kind of what FFR did with a lot of their doors, is they just have it friction in place. Actually, I'll show you for an instance. Let me move my lamp out of the way again. Because essentially what they did is they have these little nubs in here, and they have these slits of wood, and essentially those go into there, causing friction. And basically, I don't need to use these at all, because it just shuts itself. And even if I stomp on the floor, it doesn't shake open. You can obviously adjust these. If you want more friction, you can turn it this way. Now it really shuts in place. And if I turn it a little bit more friction. Actually, that didn't work that time. Yeah, there we are. There's the friction. So yeah, you could try using something like that, what FFR did. Is you use friction. It's, you know what I could do? I could order a Hermley lock system. Use a Hermley door key. I mean, I don't know what your grandfather clock looks like, but I would still keep that that pocket. Oh, that thing that came from my sister. I don't know where she got it from. I think she got it from a friend, and then she gave it to me. It's just a reproduction quartz thing. I just use it for decorative reasons, because I'm not going to use it. Because I'm not much of a quartz person. It's compatible. The original is just jammed. I mean, I would just disassemble the original lock mechanism, but keep like the little lock metal pieces on the front of it just for decorative reasons, and then, you know, kind of do the little, then instead add a latch system on it. What are some clocks you might want to get next? I don't think you were in the stream a little, maybe 15 minutes ago, but I was explaining that I was going to get a grandmother clock, that Young Hands, that one that I showed into my Discord server and the group chat that you and I are in. That nice one, that early one. And also in August, I might be getting a grandfather one, because I live in an apartment, and one day this lady who works for the management approaches me because she knows I like this sort of stuff, and she's like, hey, come with me, come. And then, so I follow her up to the 4th floor, and she brings me to this one locker which used to belong to the original managers of this apartment, who has unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, but he was the manager of this place pretty much since it was first built in 1973. And inside his locker was this grandfather clock, German. I would say it's a Gustav Becker. It's probably a two-weight driven one, not a Westminster, but still a very nice one. It's an Art Deco design, early German construction. And now that we have these new managers, I asked the managers about that specific locker, and he digs into it and he says the family who owns it, which belongs to the managers, like the manager's family owned it, and if they don't claim it by August or don't get any responses, they are legally allowed to empty it. And as of right now, that family has not responded, so I'm starting to think that family doesn't actually care about that locker or anything, so by August, they're legally allowed to empty it, because it would be taking up space in this apartment. So if they're get the green light to empty it, they're gonna come to my apartment door, and I'm gonna grab that grandfather clock out of there. But if they respond back and such, then maybe not. But they did email them explaining that a tenant in this apartment, aka me, is into this sort of stuff. But as of right now, has been radio silence, so I don't think the family of that locker does not care about it. So who knows? It's a very nice one, very nice grandfather clock, very early. Again, I'm saying a Gustav Becker. It's German, early German, 20s, beautiful. It's kind of like mine, except a flat top. It doesn't have this sort of, it's like the same design. It's kind of like slim-ish, but tall, but it's a flat top. Very, very nice design. So hopefully by August I can get it. Hopefully. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's a Gustav Becker. I'm just going off of looks, of what it just looks. I saw the dial. It's vaguely Gustav Becker looking, because it's kind of like, it's got, oh, hold on. It's got like slim numbers. It's Roman numerals, slim numbers, silver dial. It's kind of got that Gustav Becker where it's here. Let me example this 31 day, where it's flat in the middle, but it kind of rounds around the edge here. It's got that rounded bit. And of course it's a silver dial, and it's kind of worn like this chapter ring of this Mauta here. So it's an early one. And as for the young ends, I might be getting that one as well. That's on Facebook Marketplace. It's a very nice one. It's been that Young Hands has been fully serviced and restored by that guy. It's the same seller where I bought the Celebrate bracket clock there. And And as of right now, he's away, so that means he can't really sell it to anybody else, so who knows? But yeah, that Gustav Becker, it's honest, I don't know if, actually, they can't charge anybody, so I might be getting that Gustav Becker for free, honestly. Yeah. What's the farthest you've ever traveled to get one? That would be the Antique Mall. That's 2 towns away from me, if I'm correct. Yeah. Roughly 2 towns away. Not that far. I don't have a car, so I usually, when I go to the Antique Mall, I have my mom drive me, who she visits every Sunday, either Saturday or Sunday, every week. Not Saturday and Sunday, it's either one of the two, Saturday or Sunday. This week she might be coming Saturday because I need at this point I just need the rods for this grandmother clock there. And the guy's gonna be open tomorrow, so I might be going tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure just yet. Excuse me. But the farthest I've ever traveled was... Actually, I'll just give away the town name that antique mall is in because it's not where I live. It's Ladysmith, British Columbia. It's called the Post Office Antique Mall. It's a very famous, actually, it's quite famous for that town because Ladysmith is a very original town. They've kept every heritage or as many heritage buildings in that place as they can because it's a heritage town. Not many new modern toothpick-built buildings have been put there. And it was once the post office. And it was built in the, I believe, the 1870s or 1880s. Very, very lovely building. Very well known for that town. Actually, it's fairly well known here in Canada, in British Columbia. So, it's not that, it's a decent distance from where I am, but, you know, it's doable. But yeah, that's the furthest I've ever traveled. That's where I got this Goofa. That's where I got the HAC wall clock. That's where the hell was that? I think that was I think it was just a spring slipping of one of my clocks, because some do need winding. But anyway, so yeah, that's where I got the Goofa. That's actually where I got the Black Forest tambour. That's where the same place I got the bean, the little British beehive thing, and also the HAC wall clock, and I think that's about it, if I'm correct. I don't know of any others, actually. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's where I go sometimes. Most of my stuff is off of Marketplace or from thrift stores. As of right now, kind of eBay, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, no, never mind. I got this cottage clock as well from there. And also that Par RO time only kitchen clock, which was a very tall one, which I don't have anymore because I sold that one. Somebody in my town was looking for one for parts reasons, even though I didn't want to sell it for parts, but I sold it. And do I know of any others that I got from there? Oh yeah, never mind, there was another one. It was that 1927 Ingram tambour clock with that duo note chime to it. That one is currently parts now because it's at this point just a goner. But yeah, quite a few actually from that post office antique mall. It's a nice place. Any clocks that I don't want anymore? I don't know, Justin, actually. I actually don't know. I actually don't know. Excuse me. I actually need to wind, speaking of which, I need to wind the tambour here. It hasn't ran in a little bit. We grab another key. There's one right here. I do need to be a little gentle with this one because I've recently had a slight ratchet failure with this one on the strike side here. But I reluctantly managed to fix it since it was reluctantly something not too severe. It was thankfully not a full-on ratchet failure, but it was rather the click spring was very loose. So I need to be a little gentle with this one. Kind of like the speed I'm going at, which is usually kind of the speed I do. Yeah, you can hear the click is very silent. Almost non-existent. It still is very quiet, but I can hear more of an audible click. Usually, originally, it was just like nothing. There was like no click at all, but now I can hear a bit of a click to it. I don't usually like this system of Mauta they did with these movements is okay. I don't really typically like the system of using, because the spring is actually roughly, where is it? It's like right, I think it's right here where the spring barrel is. Then they added a gear to that and then put the ratchet there. It's a very strange system. It's the same with this one, but it's better engineered. Whereas this one's more like simplified. So it's not the greatest ratchet system ever. It's probably why so many of these Mautas, you know, their springs are common. That's probably why Mauta is fairly common for springs slipping, is because their ratchet systems are okay. Honestly, I can see that because I've had a close call with the ratchet on this one. I think it's going. Oh yeah, it's going. I'm just setting the time on it. Don't worry, this is safe because this is a rack and snail mechanism, so they're safe to turn back. There. This is my little parts bowl, aka tool bowl. Welcome in. Not me, not me, not. Okay, well, welcome in, not me. Who committed the crime? It was not me. Yes, I know it was not you, but who was it? Not me. Yes, I know it wasn't you. Who was it? Their name was not me. Oh. I know. I know it's not that deep. I was just making a funny, just making something funny. It's like those Among Us videos where they name themselves "Wasn't me, not me, that guy," or no. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Actually, since this almost 3, I can actually set the time on this one finally. This Ingram here. Actually, I don't know if Jordan Busby is still on here, but is Jordan still here? Actually, speaking of which, I need to actually wind this thing here, this Forestville. So I'm just gonna do it on stream, as it needs its little winding. Alright, it's a latch system. Grab its key. First time winding this. There. It is, yes. It's still running slightly fast, as I had to make a makeshift pendulum leader because it wasn't missing its suspension spring and pendulum leader. So I had to improvise. So as of right now, it is actually keeping relatively good time. It's still running ever so slightly too fast, and actually I might as well adjust the pendulum leader. So what I do is this piece here, which is made of a coat hanger, is I take this part, I bend it outward, then let's say it bends back right roughly here, so I need to bend it there, which instead broke it, but that's fine. Oh, that did break it. Oh, whoops. Well, that ain't good. Okay, well, now I need to make another one. It's made out of a coat hanger, a very relatively cheap one, but so let's take this piece of coat hanger. So big was it roughly there? Yeah, there. So we bend it. This is how I do it, is I take this, I bend it into a hook shape, like that. Then I pinch it to make it smaller so that I can grip around the leader better, so like that. Then I bend it, let's say, where is it, roughly here, just to make it a little longer, into a hook shape in the opposite direction, so it looks something like this. Then again, you pinch it a little bit, whoops, let me try this again. There. So then you give it a little pinch there, and there you go. Now you have your extra pendulum leader. So how it looks is you put it around the hook, and at the same time it stays in the front. So then you put your pendulum on it, and it stays in the front. So that should be a little slower. Actually, I didn't bend it quite right. I need to bend it, twist it a little bit to the left, so that way the pendulum can stay stationary, aka centered. If I'm correct, I should twist it a little bit. So if I'm correct, that should, yep, that's facing a little, twisting a little bit this way. So if I'm correct, this should be, there we are, perfectly centered. Physics. Adjusting the pendulum length a little bit on this thing because it's running still slightly too fast. So now I've adjusted it. There, and I just wound it in the stream as well. It's got a very nice loud tick on it. Can I chime the HAC Art Deco? Sure. La da dee, la da da. There we are. Everyone's favorite. Give you an interior shot here. There you go. I'll have to be a little quick with the sanding hand because, again, I'm at low battery. I'm at 8%, but I should be able to do it. And yes, I will chime the sanding ham. Found that Hermley Bim Band's Bim Band movements from about 70 can trigger the strike, even the rack for the hour jobs. Yeah, my Girod over there is the same way. I can turn it back, but then the chime gets triggered. Can you play Canterbury on the Celebrate? I don't think you can because of the way it's tuned. My, the FFR quad chimer is the same tuning has the same tuning as a Celebrate, meaning I can play Trinity on it if I wanted to. But I don't think Canterbury is the same. Besides, I don't really want to rotate the Beehive because it's heavy. And it's the... yeah, it's a heavy one. Can you do it on the triple chime? I only have one, I don't have a triple chime, but I do have a dual chime, which is the, yeah, you can play it on dual and triple chimes. I can play it on my Mauto dual chime if I wanted to, because it's got the same rod set as a triple chime. If it was a triple chime, and could play Westminster, Whittington, and St. Michael's, the same 3. Yeah. I can play it on that. Yeah, I can do that. I'll have to grab that dual timer here. Thing's a heavy clunker. Excuse me. I'll move some stuff out of the way as I don't want to nick this thing as it's in such good shape. Okay. So if I'm correct, I should be able to do this. Let me lower my... Actually, no, I'm going to raise it back up. I'm going to lock it. There we are. There's the lock. Alright, let me see if I can do this. Alright. I think this is how I did it. Nope. That is not. Forget how it goes, but... there we are. There you go. I think that's how I did it. I'll do it again. Oh, I'm sure you could play more than 11 melodies on this thing. I can do, wait, nope. And there was Mary Had a Little Lamb. Could play a lot on this if I wanted to. Let's see. Oops. Nope. How does this go? No, I don't have the right notes because this isn't the tuning of a Trinity Charmer. Yeah, I can't play Itsy Bitsy Spider because it doesn't have that one note that the Trinity Chime has, aka what my FFR has as well. Oh, I can probably... I can play that. I can also do, I can also, on my FFR, which I'm going to post at some point, I can play the Tessiner chime, because it's got the same tuning as, oh, that means I can play Trinity on my Tessiner, if I wanted to. No, I can't, because it doesn't have the 6th rod. Never mind. But yeah, I can play the Tessiner melody on the FFR. Oh, I can also do it on my Trinity Charmers as well. Oh, that means I can... Yeah, I can play melodies on the Trinity Charmers. I can play the same things. But yeah, that's that one. I'm gonna put this away. Also, I love with this dual chimer that it still has its date stamp on the base of the soundboard there, so that tells me I can play or sorry, I can. There's the date, and then there's the price of this dual chime at the time, $27.50. Damn, if only they cost this much, if they only they costed that much in today's currency, you know? But no, I don't know math, so I don't know what $27 in 1937 equals to now. But it's probably a big jump. Ode to Joy, I can't play Ode to Joy because it doesn't have that one specific rod that the Trinity chime has, meaning I cannot play Trinity on this dual chimer. It does suck though. Alright. Okay. $300. Holy crap. That's a big jump from $27.50 back in 1937 to $300. That is, it's a big jump. Honestly, $300 is probably what that dual chime is worth, given how rare these, mounted dual chimers are. Probably around that. If not, maybe a tiny bit less, but still. But still. Never know. Obviously, it probably wouldn't be exactly $300, as I don't think they're that rare. But still, they are quite hard to find. So they're probably close to that. Do you want to learn Hershey Whittington? Isn't that the old Whittington that Ergos used? Because I know quite a few companies did that type of Whittington. But, I think I'm okay right now. Oh, that's the English Whittington. BH. I don't know what that means, but okay. Cue in the cricket noises. No, I'm just kidding. Anywho, I think right here is a good time to end the live stream, as I do have some other things to do and work on. So, anyway, thank you all so much for joining this live stream. Hope you all have a great rest of your day and also a great weekend as well. And I'll see you guys whenever we see you and whenever we